Gopi Jana Balava Giribaradhare Gopi Jana Gopi Jana Balava Giribaradhare Gopi Jana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamunatira Anachari Yamunatira Anachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Balava Giribaradhare Gopi Jana Balava Giribaradhare Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamunatira Anachari Yamunatira Anachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada Prabhupada Jayam Vishnupad Paramahangsa Parivajacharya, status Istamad, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki, ISKCON Svandracharya, Srila Prabhupada Ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki, Shishi Radha Radhanath Ki, Sri Giri Govardhan Ki, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ki, Sankirtan Yajna Ki, Go Premanande. All glories to their summer devotees. All glories to their summer devotees. All glories to their assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Now, these two are in focus, are they? You sure? No? And that one. Yes? Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 28, Kapila's Instructions on the Execution of Devotional Service, Text 28. Ko modakim Bhagavato Dayatam Smareta Digdham Arati Bhatta Shonita Kardamena Malam Madhuvrata Varuta Giropagushtam Chaityasya Tatvam Amalam Manim Asya Kante. Komo dakim bhagavata dayatam smareta. Digdham arati bhata shonita kardamena. Malam madhuvrata varuta giro pagushtam. Chaityasya tatvam amalam manim asya kante. Let me try a different meter. How do you think it'll work? Komo dakim bhagavato dayatam smareta. Digdham marati bhatishonita kardamena. Malam madhuvrata varuta giro pagushtam. Chaityasya tattvam amalam manimasya kante. Komo dakim bhagavato dayatam smareta. Digta Marati Batashonita Kardamena. Malam Madhuvrata Varuta Giro Pagushtam. Chetyasya Tattvam Amalam Manimasya Kante.
Kaumodakam bhagavato dayatam smareta. Digdham arati bhataso nitakardanena. Malam madhu pratavaruta giropadushtam. Chetyasya tattvam amalam manimasya kante. Kaumodakam bhagavato dayatam smareta. Digdham arati bhataso nitakardanena. Kaumodakam bhagavato dayatam smareta. Digdham arati bhataso nitakardanena. Malam madhu pratavaruta giropadushtam. Chetyasya tattvam amalam manimasya kante.
Kaumodakim bhagavato daitam smareta.
Kaum Bhagavato Daitam Smareta.
Digdam arati bhakta shonita kardamena.
Arati Batashonita Kardamena.
Malam madhu vrata varuta giropakushtam.
Malam Madhuvrata Varuta Giro Pagushtam.
Chaityasya tattvam alalam amalam manim ashyakante.
Chetyasya tattvam amalam manimasya kante.
Komodakim. The club named Komodaki. Bhagavata. Of the personality of Godhead. Dayatam. Very dear. Smareta. One should remember. Digdham. Smeared. Arati. Of the enemies. Bata. Soldiers. Shonitakardamena. With the bloodstains. Malam. The garland. Madhuvrata. Of bumblebees. Varuta. Of a swarm. Gira. With the sound. Upagushtam. Surrounded. Chetyasya. Of the living entity. Tattvam. Principle or truth. Amalam. Pure. Manim. The pearl necklace. Asya. Of the Lord. Kante. On the neck. Translation. The yogi should meditate upon his club, which is named Komodaki, and is very dear to him. This club smashes the demons, who are always inimical soldiers, and is smeared with their blood. One should also concentrate on the nice garland on the neck of the Lord, which is always surrounded by bumblebees with their nice buzzing sound. And one should meditate upon the pearl necklace on the Lord's neck, which is considered to represent the pure living entities who are always engaged in his service. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The yogi must contemplate the different parts of the transcendental body of the Lord. Here it is stated that the constitutional position of the living entities should be understood. There are two kinds of living entities mentioned here. One is called the Arati. They are averse to understanding the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For them, the Lord appears with his hand clutching the terrible mace, which is always smeared with bloodstains from his killing of demons. Demons are also sons of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, all the different species of living entities are sons of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There are, however, two classes of living entities who act in two different ways. The Supreme Lord keeps on his neck those living entities who are pure, as one protects the jewels and pearls on the bosom and neck of one's body. Those living entities in pure Krishna consciousness are symbolized by the pearls on his neck. Those who are demons and are inimical towards the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are punished by his mace, which is always smeared with the blood of such fallen living entities. The club of the Lord is very dear to him because he uses this instrument to smash the bodies of the demons and mix their blood. As mud is kneaded with water and earth, so the earthly bodies of the enemies of the Lord, or the atheists, are smashed by the club of the Lord, which becomes muddied with the blood of such demons. Komoda kim bhagavato dayatam smareta, digtam arati batashonita karudamena, malam maduvrata varuta giro pagushtam, chet yasya tattvam amalam manimasya kante. The yogi should meditate upon his club, which is named Komodaki and is very dear to him. This club smashes the demons, who are always inimical soldiers, and is smeared with their blood. One should also concentrate on the nice garland on the neck of the Lord, which is always surrounded by bumblebees with their nice buzzing sound. And one should meditate upon the pearl necklace on the Lord's neck, which is considered to represent the pure living entities who are always engaged in his service. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pastyachade Shatarane Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivas Adi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vanchakapatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Yes, this is This is really quite a special verse. And on my different readings of Srimad Bhagavatam, I have noted this verse, I must say, and the very dramatic presentation which is there in it about the club of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The club is very dear to the Lord. And first of all, even just right now as we were sitting here, when I first read the verse to you all and just started reading it, when I read that it is very dear to the Lord, the idea just arose in my mind. Why? Is it because it's very beautiful, or some encrusted with gems, or special in a more decorative type of way? Or is it because he uses it to kill the demons? And sure enough, Prabhupada, at least Prabhupada in the purport makes the point that the club is dear to the Lord because the Lord smashes the demons, and means the Lord is happy to smash the demons. He's happy to smash the demons. And even elsewhere I read that the Lord smashes the demons with the club, and then, as described here, the blood of the demons is on the club. But then elsewhere I read that the Lord, after killing the demon or demons, the Lord does not wash the club. There's blood splattered all over it from smashing the bodies of the demons. But the Lord doesn't wash the club immediately. Perhaps one would expect that, to clean it. Blood is not nice at all. But the Lord leaves it there, at least for some time, and later he picks up his club and checks the club and sees the blood and remembers, this was the blood of such and such demon. And he feels good. He feels good. Because the demons do not make the Lord feel good. The demons, when the Lord sees the demons or thinks of the demons, generally speaking, he doesn't really feel satisfied. Perhaps different emotions are there. Even sometimes some compassion. These poor fallen souls have got into such horrible states. Oh, it's terrible. It's really shocking. The conditions that some of these demons get into. Even we could say the conditions that we got into prior to becoming engaged in Krishna consciousness. And even now we're engaged in Krishna consciousness. Sometimes the mind may wander a little, and that's not nice. It's really not nice. And surely when the Lord sees that, because the Lord is watching us all the time, so surely when the Lord sees that if sometime our mind has taken a little diversion to think about something other than devotional service, then the Lord feels some regret and some concern. And if the devotee's mind does go like more substantially in some other non-Krishna conscious direction, then the Lord feels strongly, and the Lord makes some arrangement for the devotee to be corrected. Corrected, yes. And sometimes it's through some, what they call tough love. Out of love, the Lord wants to correct us. Out of love, the Lord wants to correct all living entities, of course, and particularly those who are devotees, who are actually practicing. And sometimes when the Lord sees that a practicing devotee is getting sidetracked, then out of love, out of compassion, then the Lord arranges for some little shake-up, little wake-up call, some sort of revelation directly or indirectly that, the devotee can realize, I'm doing the wrong thing. I mustn't do like this. I must come right and remember the Lord and not think about enjoying material life. So yes, and actually it's particularly in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Lord makes the point that sometimes my devotee thinks that something which is poison, in fact, sometimes my devotee thinks that that thing is like nectar, and therefore the devotee becomes a little attracted and attached to it. But then Lord Krishna says, however, I am very intelligent. And when that happens, if that happens, the Lord says, I change my attitude towards the devotee. That's an interesting statement. I change my attitude. And then the Lord, basically, the point is, the Lord then says that I then treat the devotee in such ways that the devotee will realize that that material thing which is actually poisonous, it is actually poisonous. And then the devotee of his or her own volition will then give it up. This is what Krishna likes to see. I mean, at least in terms of people being in Maya, the Lord likes to see that people come out of Maya or try to come out of Maya on the basis of their own volition, their own realization, their own understanding of what is the situation and what is good and what is not good and what I should do and shouldn't do. And then the devotee tries. The Lord likes to see that. Anyway, these people described here, the ones who get the corrective treatment of the Lord in the form of the smashing blow of his mace, his club. Yes. What Prabhupada calls here, Prabhupada says that for those demons, the Lord appears with his hand clutching the terrible mace. The terrible mace. When he hits people with it, it really hurts. It really, really hurts. Yes. And they end up in all cases, they end up just more or less obliterated. And their bodies just smashed up. And so much blood on the actual club. And because of this, because the Lord does not appreciate that materialistic consciousness, he really doesn't appreciate that. And he wants the person to get out of it. And this is all part of trying to help the demons to get out of it. Therefore, the club is dear to him. Of course, it's also the Lord likes to punish those who offend the devotees. Yes, he likes to punish them. You know, there's an interesting description. It's where is it? It's somewhere between Srimad Bhagavatam, Brihad Bhagavatamrita. There's interesting description of when Lord Krishna killed the Keshi demon. Either Keshi or Aristasura, one of the last demons. Anyway, one of the two. Then the Lord kicked the demon. The Lord, as I recall, punched the demon died. And then the Lord started kicking the dead body of the demon. And as the description goes, the Lord kicked and kicked. The demon's already dead. He doesn't need to be made more dead. He's already dead. But the Lord, because he was feeling such emotions, he kept kicking the body of the demon until, the description says, until the demon's body looked like a big lump, big mass, more or less, of jelly. Yeah, if you know what I mean. And in other words, you could not recognize that this was such and such living entity. Couldn't recognize. And the description given there, the commentary, is that the Lord, this is the Lord expressing his feelings that the demons, particularly those who offend the devotees and particularly harm the devotees or even kill devotees or try to do that sort of thing, the Lord feels extremely strongly about that. And therefore he would go even to such lengths that someone's already dead. Yeah, it obviously is a manifestation of very strong feelings. So anyway, so here in this verse then, as Prabhupada points out, it's very nice that the two types of devotees mentioned and the two types of treatments of those devotees are being described here. That the arati, the demons, those who are really horrible, averse to understanding the pastimes of the Lord, just averse to the devotees, averse to the Lord, averse to the Lord's service, averse even to the idea of the Lord's existence. These types of people, that for them, the Lord appears and destroys them with his club, or his Sudarshan chakra, or in different ways, but basically he destroys them. And here, of course, the club is mentioned. In Bhagavad Gita, the famous chapter 4, verse 8, the Lord appears for different reasons to do different things. Paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya chaduskritam, dharma samstapanartaya, sambhavami yuge yuge. Such a famous verse, that in order to protect the devotees, destroy the demons, and re-establish the principles of religion, the Lord appears millennium after millennium. So in a strictly grammatical Sanskrit language sense, when the Lord describes in that verse what he does with the demons, he uses the word vinash, vinashaya chaduskritam, the duskritanas, the demons basically. He destroys them in a very strict and literal grammatical sense. Nash, the word nash, means to destroy. And strictly speaking, vinash, v, is a prefix of emphasis, basically very. Yeah. So nash means destroy. Vinash, in a grammatical sense, means to very destroy. Not just ordinary destroy, but to very destroy. Like in English, we have different words like obliterate, the enemy. Anyway, I think you know the word. It means to just absolutely destroy them and then destroy them even further. Or what's another word? Not obfuscate, but there's another word. What is it? Oh, I forget. Means reduce them to powder. What's that word? Anyway, I forget the word. Yeah, it means just, yeah, you get the idea. It's extreme. So the Lord does like that. Vinash. He very much destroys them. And we gave that example of either ISKCON or perhaps it was Aristasura actually. But then the devotees are different. The devotees are really different. The devotees are extremely different. And the Lord's treatment of the devotees is extremely different also. And here then in this verse, it's pointed out that the Lord wears a pearl necklace, which is considered to represent the pure living entities. Amalam manim asya kante. Chetyasya tattvam amalam manim asya kante. The last line of the Sanskrit. It indicates that on the Lord's neck, kante, there is manim, a pearl necklace, which is made of the Chaitasya Amalam, the pure living entities, the pure devotees. So they, and Prabhupada mentions in the purport, that the Supreme Lord keeps on his neck those living entities who are pure, as one protects the jewels and pearls on the bosom and neck of one's body. Yes. Those living entities are symbolized by the pearls on the neck. And of course, as Prabhupada mentions, the one protects. If one has a nice necklace, something like that, valuable, beautiful, then the Lord the owner protects it and looks after it and, yes, gives it definitely special attention, doesn't just sort of leave it around here or there or something like that. We look after things that have value, at least to us, that just have value, particularly things that have value to us. So the pure devotees, they have great value to the Lord. The Lord appreciates them. The Lord loves them. So he protects them, looks after them very nice, sees they're kept very nicely. And in this case, he's wearing this around his neck. He shows off the devotees. He shows off the devotees. And Prabhupada discusses this, that there are different situations in which the Lord could have done something, some important aspect of his pastimes or something that he wanted done. He could have easily done it, but he doesn't do it. he has a devotee do it. And in that way, he's actually showing off the devotees, so that people who become aware of that thing, that important thing, part of the mission of the Lord, but it was done by a devotee, then the people will glorify that devotee. Like devotees brought up to Srila Prabhupada that Lord Chaitanya, he only preached in India, more or less, or sort of little bit surrounding areas, Bangladesh and so on, perhaps. Well, actually a little bit. But he didn't go further. If he'd wanted to, he could have easily gone around the whole world. Yes, it's not a problem for him. So the devotees mentioned this to Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada responded that yes, he left the rest of the world for me. So, among other things, Prabhupada would get the credit, the glorification for doing that amazing service by the mercy of the Lord, by the empowerment of the Lord, in the service of the Lord, but on the basis of his sincerity and dedication and enthusiasm for spreading Krishna consciousness, he would get the credit. He would become glorified and appreciated. And in this way, the Lord would, you could say, show him off in front of everyone, put him out in front of everyone. Here, look, see, what a wonderful devotee. So, yes, like this, the devotees are like the pearl necklace, being displayed very nicely, very beautifully. And surely when people see that necklace, the people think, oh, look at that. It's so nice. So like this, the devotees are glorified. The Lord, by the Lord's arrangement, the devotees are glorified. And when they're glorified, the Lord feels very happy. And when the demons are smashed and they can no longer harass the devotees and just do all their different types of nonsense, destructive, at best useless nonsense, when he smashes them with his club or with his chakra, or either directly or indirectly, the demons get smashed, the Lord also feels happy. And this is what we want to see. We want to see a very happy Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.